Welcome to my views and news. Main news stories from the Amhara region of Ethiopia, where a new Fano faction has been established. Pictures are being shared of the establishment of the program of establishment of this new Fano faction. The Fano faction is based in Gondar. Is it part of Massafin's Fano or a new Fano faction? Because a few days ago, Iskandar Naga announced the formation of Amhara People's Front. Is this new faction part of Massafin's Fano, part of Amhara People's Front of Iskandar Naga, or a separate group? Details for you. Secondly, viewers, another protest in Mekelle, Tigray, the capital, by former Tigray fighters. Disgruntled, frustrated Tigray fighters, dozens of them protested. They tried to protest in front of Tigray Regional Government Administration Office, reportedly. What happened? Firstly, viewers, we're seeing that Fano factions, hardliners, armed factions in the Amhara region are trying to organize themselves. They are trying to regroup and organize. Just a few days ago, this week, Iskandar Naga announced the formation of Amhara People's Front, APF. APF claims to be representative of this Amhara resistance, armed resistance movement against the federal government. But Iskandar is reportedly based in Gojam. He last time when he was seen in Gojam. Most say he's there in Gojam. So APF is mainly representative of Gojam Fano. There are other Fano factions too operating in different parts of the Amhara region. We have been discussing in previous videos that biggest challenge for this Amhara resistance movement is how to centralize this resistance movement. Iskandar Naga and his backers tried to give a centralized shape to this resistance movement. But we have not seen any allegiance announced, any support announced by Fano factions based in Showa, in Vollo, in Gondar, announcing their support for APF, Iskandar Naga's Amhara People's Front. So we don't know if Iskandar Naga's APF is really representative of all Fano factions or not. Meanwhile, a new Fano faction has been established in the Amhara region. It is a new faction because we did not hear the name of this faction before. The new faction is based in Gondar. Where in Gondar? We don't know. But name of this Fano faction is Gondar Brigade. Pictures are now being shared in social media showing dozens of armed fighters. A banner can be seen in the pictures. What is written on this banner? The writing on the banner is Amhara Fano Unity in Gondar, the creation of Gondar Brigade, unity is power. So that is what is written. Who are the members of this new Fano Brigade, Fano faction? I don't know, but three different outfits can be seen. Fighters attending today's program can be seen wearing three different outfits. At least one of the fighters can be seen clad in the uniform of former Amhara Special Force. And the other outfits are new for me. One resembles the military uniform of Eritrean military. And the fighters shown in today's pictures are armed. So it means that this new Fano faction has fighters from different organizations. It's difficult to say for sure how many members have joined. how many are total members of this new faction. But since message is for unity, so maybe Mesafint could be on board too, though we did not see any pictures of Mesafint. Whenever Mesafint Fano factions speak or they organize a program, they show Mesafint's pictures, they talk about Mesafint, but no mention of Mesafint in this program. It seems that this new faction, Gondar Brigade, is a new Amhara Fano fighters faction. Is it part of Gondar, Mesafint's Fano? No. I think strategy of the Amhara resistance movement is that Fano faction should operate independently. If they're centralized, if they come under one central command, and if central command is eliminated, it could be a blow to the operations of these factions. That is why maybe we're seeing separate Fano factions operating in different regions. But obviously it has its limitations too. It means there's no unity of decision making. There is no center, no one center for decision making in the Amhara region. All Fano factions are making decisions independently. I personally, my reading after seeing the pictures or talking to a few people is that this faction is a new faction. We know that former Amhara Special Force members have joined Fano factions, some, not all. They've joined Mesafint's Fano. From Volo to, in Volo reportedly East Amhara Fano fighters were under pressure. So they were trying to reach Shoa or Gondar. And there could be new recruits as well. So a new Fano faction has been established in Gondar today. But it might be working in collaboration with Mesafint, not under Mesafint, it seems. No mention of APF on this banner displayed today, Amhara People's Front of Skandar Naga. I have not seen any statement from Mesafint, from Shegao, from Merevadajo about Skandar Naga, about APF. What are their views about Skandar Naga's Amhara People's Front? It would be interesting to compare the relative strength of all these Fano factions. Now we can say there are main 4 Fano factions. One in Gajjam, Aguavi, Mekelle, led by Skandar Naga. Second one in Shoa, led by Shegao. Third one led by Merevadajo. Fourth one is led by Mesafint in the outskirts of Gondar. And now a new Gondar Fano brigade. So basically an attempt is being made to organize Amhara hardliners fighters, to organize them into small groups to challenge the federal government. What is regional government's role in the deteriorating security situation in the region? Is it complicit with these armed groups, or is it supportive of federal government's crackdown on armed groups? Let us analyze in coming videos Amhara government's role so far. Secondly, about Tigray, where a protest was held today by former ex-Tigray fighters. Dozens of Tigray fighters took to the streets. They tried to reach in front of Tigray interim government administration building. Why did they protest? They say that their sacrifices are being wasted, that disabled Tigray fighters are not being provided with food and medical care, that those who looted money are not being held accountable, those who looted aid are not being held accountable. If you remember, a few months ago, disabled Tigray fighters protested. Just a few days after Getachew took office, or a few days after he was announced as TPLF's candidate for Tigray interim government head, we saw a protest in Mekelle. And back then, security forces tear gassed the facility where disabled Tigray fighters were being kept. Uh, Alim Gabre Wahid was blamed by some that he was behind the tear gassing, though he is a politician. But it was said that it was a conspiracy against Getacheau's government. Then Getacheau talked to the representatives of disabled Tigray fighters. Talks were held in Mekelle, at Mekelle Tigray interim government office. I think Sadkan was there too, and the two tried to pacify frustrated, angry Tigray fighters. Once again, we're seeing the same, that disabled Tigray fighters are angry. They say that they are not being given enough food. Medical care is not what it should be. These disabled Tigray fighters should be priority of Tigray interim government. This is second time that we're seeing complaints from these injured, disabled, handicapped Tigray fighters. But it seems that Tigray interim Getacheau is not in Tigray. I think he was seen in Europe for 2 to 3 days ago with Ridwan Hussein. He went shopping there, buying shoes. Perfect relationship between Getacheau and Ridwan. Both were shopping together. So who is in charge in place of Getacheau these days in Tigray? He should talk to these Tigray fighters. Yes, they sacrificed a lot for the people of Tigray, for their region. Now, if they feel that they are being neglected, it means that there's something wrong. Thank you for watching.